Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business and sell more with less effort thanks to the Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/redcircle, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/redcircle now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/redcircle.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
About achievement. They called you when they got you to believe it. Thumb and finger held to the forehead in an L shape, trapped in a capitalist hellscape. Let's fight back and have some talks about class and the massive cost of the disastrous plots of fascists and Nazis, fat cats and fox. It's 1,000 natural shocks. A Bad with Money podcast.
Hello and welcome to 1,000 Natural Shocks, A Bad with Money podcast. I'm your host, Gabe S. Dunn. And you'll be hearing this on Friday, November 21st. We are going to start adding little Friday episodes again. These are mostly going to be a little bit more timely because I've been doing all of this activism on the ground in LA. And usually I make these Reels videos where I talk about what's been going on that week or something that's been bugging me, updates to the government website. I'm laughing because it's so sad. So I got inspired this week because I had made some videos about the situation with trans people's passports, and I got some tips from a friend of mine about this. So I went to look at the federal government website for travel, and there's a page that we knew existed called Sex Marker in Passports. It came after the White House issued Executive Order 14168, which is called Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government, which Trump passed on day one. So under that executive order, they no longer issue U.S. passports or consular reports of birth abroad, which I didn't actually know what that was. It's when you're born abroad to American parents, I guess, at a consulate, or you get it through a consulate. Anyway, they're taking away the X gender marker, which is for non-binary people or anyone who wants to use it. As of January 20th, they were only issuing passports with an M or F sex marker that matches the customer's biological sex at birth. Then, some of you might know that Ashton Orr v. Trump was put forward to the Supreme Court on November 6th, so about 2 weeks ago. And the District Court for Massachusetts had issued an injunction on these passport rules due to an incident where this guy, Ashton Orr, was flying domestically and had to present 2 forms of ID, one with female, one with male, and was pulled aside for passport fraud before he was allowed to go on his flight. And so he sued along with 7 other defendants. So he sued along with 7 other people who have been affected by this trans passport change. And the Supreme Court sided with Trump because they are a stacked Supreme Court made of cowards and bullshitters. And so they kept the thing about sex at birth, and they're not going to honor attestations requesting a preferred sex marker. This is on the travel.state.gov. It says, if you submit a passport application requesting an X marker or requesting a sex marker that differs from the sex marker at your birth, you may experience delays getting your passport. You may receive a letter or email requesting more information. We will issue you a new passport that matches your biological sex at birth based on your supporting documents and our records about your previous passports. Okay. A lot of my documents are changed. I have a Florida birth certificate, so they don't allow you to change the gender marker on there. But regardless, my old passports have my old name, so it's not like it's a secret. So I went to look back on the Wayback Machine about what the State Department page used to say about trans passports. And it used to have a section where you could learn how to apply for a passport. That's been erased. So it used to say, is my passport still valid if I have an X marker on it or if it lists a sex other than my sex as defined by the White House executive order? Yes, your passport will remain valid until its expiration date. So that's what it said on October 12th. Then on November 14th, I went to the current page. They had removed the part about how to apply for a passport. Then it was changed to, is my passport still valid if I have an X marker on it or if it lists a sex other than my sex at birth? So that changed the wording of the question, and then the answer is, a passport is valid for travel until its date of expiration, until you replace it, or until we invalidate it under federal regulations. So of course that's extremely concerning. Until we invalidate it under federal regulations. What the fuck does that mean? What federal regulations? So then the New York Times covered it, which, by the way, fuck the New York Times. But anyway, they covered it. A bunch of other places covered it. Aaron in the Morning, Transstatistics, they all covered it. And then within like 48 hours, it got changed to, is my passport still valid if I have an X marker on it or if it lists a sex other than my sex at birth? The answer then became, all passports will remain valid for travel until their expiration date under International Civil Aviation Organization policy. So I looked that up, and that's a UN organization that's in charge of the formatting for passports and also to make sure that passports can operate between countries. And since it's a global organization, the US, it seems like, had to fall under their legitimacy policy. So then I made a video for Instagram saying, hey, this all happened. It looks like they changed it back thanks to this agency. Just be aware, I think they're soft launching the idea of invalidating our passports, which, by the way, is what the Orr versus Trump case was actually about. I think, in my opinion, was about the ability to create confusion in our documents or invalidate our documents so that we can't use passports. Because it's not about matching sex at birth, because the whole thing with the Orr case is that presumably Orr looked like a cis male, clocked, was presented to the TSA agent and their limited knowledge of gender, let's say, as a cis male, but the passport said F, and so that created confusion. And even if they don't revoke our passports entirely, the confusion is enough to slow us down. And then in order to get rid of the confusion, maybe they just invalidate passports. You know what I mean? It's a stepping stone. I tried to explain this to some friends of mine. The page still did not re-add the tab of teaching you how to get a passport, so that's concerning. But what's even more concerning is that as of yesterday, the question became, is my passport still valid if I have an X marker on it or if it lists a sex other than my sex at birth? And then they put it back, but they reworded it. All passports are valid for travel until they expire, are replaced by the applicant, or are invalidated pursuant to federal regulations. So we had a full 24 hours where it looked like we might be protected by a global policy under the UN. And now, as of November 20th, they have reinstated the invalidated pursuant to federal regulations. They've reworded it since the initial one. But yeah, so we are back to the possibility of them invalidating. Hiring isn't just about finding someone willing to take the job. I need the right person with the right background who can move our business forward. If I wanted candidates who match what I'm looking for, I'd trust Indeed-sponsored jobs. I actually found my job on Indeed, and it was so easy to search through what I wanted to do and my skills and find the right place that was looking for exactly what I could offer. Hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post even seen on other sites. Give your job the best chance to be seen with Indeed-sponsored jobs. They help you stand out and hire quality candidates who can drive the results you need. Sponsored jobs boost your posts for quality candidates so you can reach the exact people you want faster. And it makes a big difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs because you reach a bigger pool of quality candidates. Join the 1.6 million companies that sponsor their jobs with Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. Now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/badwithmoney. Just go to Indeed.com/badwithmoney right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/badwithmoney. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed.
Life has unexpected twists, and pregnancy is one of them. People in all states are getting abortion pills in advance to have at home in case of future need. Visit PlanCpills.org to learn more. That's PlanCpills.org.
Since 2011, American Giant has been making everyday clothing with extraordinary effort. Not in far-off factories, but right here in the USA. We obsess over fabrics, fit, and details, because if you're going to wear it every day, it should feel great and last for years. From the cut of a hoodie to the finishing of a seam, nothing is overlooked. Our supply chain is tight-knit and local, which means less crisscrossing the country and more care in every step. The result is durable clothing, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, and denim that become part of your life season after season. This isn't fast fashion, it's clothing made with purpose by people who care as much about how it's made as how it fits. Get 20% off your first order with code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with code STAPLE20.
Now, I spoke about this to a few friends who argued that the fact that the language is changing so much shows that the Trump administration is disorganized, doesn't really know what they're doing. They just put things on a website and it has no power. A few articles I read said that this type of thing would be a logistical nightmare. Revoking all trans people's passports is a lot of labor, a lot of money. There's just no real way to ensure that it happens or that it works around the entire United States. Like, it would just be kind of something that Trump could order and then would absolutely throw TSA, FAA, everyone into complete chaotic disaster. Not that he's above that. My thing is, how many times does the government have to say that it wants to kill me as a trans person before I believe them? And this is upsetting because I can't really get a handle on, do they want us to stay so our passports are invalid so we have to stay, we're forced to stay here? Or is the passport invalid so that if we do leave, we can't come back? Or that they want us to leave because we don't have proper documents? Like, what is the end game, I guess? Both are horrible. One is, we get exiled to somewhere else because we don't have the proper paperwork to be in the US, which they're already doing to Latinos and other immigrants. Or they want to keep us here, we're not able to leave, and then we're maybe imprisoned for gender-related stuff and used as a workforce. If you haven't listened to the episode from Tuesday with Katie LaFoon, you absolutely should. We talk about this broader idea. But yeah, I just don't understand. Like, one of the questions is, can I travel abroad using a passport with an X marker or using a passport that lists a sex other than my sex at birth? And then they said U.S. passports are proof of U.S. citizenship and identity and can be used for travel abroad. Please refer to U.S. Customs and Border Protection if you have questions about returning to the United States with your travel document. As long as your current passport remains valid, there are no restrictions to use the passport unless another destination has limitations. So, what does that mean? They have also added, my birth documentation does not have any information about sex on it. What should I do? You can still apply for a passport or to replace your passport. If we need more information from you, we will contact you after you apply. We will request that you submit certain documents and records to help us establish your biological sex for your new passport. Last updated 2 days ago. I'll tell you guys something that I've only really been discussing with close friends. I may have to take the financial hit and move. I don't know how seriously to take anything. I know I have the privilege of knowing a few people in other countries, It would absolutely be financially devastating to do, but I'm just sort of not sure what to do at this point. I feel a lot of guilt, especially not just with transness, but with everything in the US, because if I leave, who does the work that I'm doing? And if I stay, what happens if my passport is invalidated? My passport right now says male. I'm probably making myself even more of a target by talking about this, but I've talked about so many things in public, it's like, at this point, if they want me, they got me. I often forget that I'm trans, not in the sense that I forget it like I think that I'm cis, or I forget it because I don't appreciate it or love it. Just a lot of times I forget that I'm trans because I don't walk around my life thinking about being trans. I just kind of do the things that I'm doing, and I am who I am. And so a lot of times when I'm doing this activist work, I rely on whiteness. So I'll say, don't worry, I'll handle it, I'm white. Or don't worry, like, I'll go to the front, I'm white. And it's only when other people say, no, you shouldn't, you're trans, that I remember that I'm also a marginalized identity. Because I don't feel scared of, like, going up to the cops or going, it took me actually a while because I was like, I'm white, if I get arrested, it's fine. It took me way too long to be like, wait a minute, what jail cell will I go into? What happens if I get arrested? I guess that would be different for me than for everyone else. I just don't think about it. So like when my friends, my POC friends are leaving the country, making plans, and 2 of them have already left, I think of myself as someone who could stay and fight. I'm like, well, I'm privileged, I'm white, I have a roof over my head, like, I make money doing odd jobs and things, and this podcast and Substack, which you should follow, please be a paid subscriber, 1000naturalshocks.substack.com. But then when other people step in for me and say, hey, we should protect Gabe, or like, Gabe, you can't go do this thing, or you shouldn't go do this thing, it's too dangerous for you, or you should think about leaving too, like sending me stuff being like, this affects you, you got to get out of here. I don't see myself as in danger. I mean, I know I am. And I want to keep helping people. So part of me in my mind goes, well, I'll be fine. Like, my own safety, I care about it, but not in a way that makes me want to hide. I mean, I don't want to leave. Like, I would be fleeing for sure. And I would be leaving, not because I like where I'm going, but I would be leaving my beloved West Hollywood because they might invalidate my passport. But I'm so busy thinking about other activism and other things that I truly didn't even know about this. A cis friend of mine sent it to me and said, did you see they changed the website? But I just get overwhelmed too, because it would be really hard for me financially. It would be really hard for me, just mentally. I'm chronically ill, so that's another thing to consider. I don't like being inconvenienced. That's not true. No, I think I could survive in a lot of situations. But I do like a cozy blanket. So I don't know. I don't know. Probably by the time this comes out tomorrow, maybe the website will have changed again. I'll keep you updated. Okay. Also, if you wouldn't mind sitting through ads, I know some of the ads on this episode and other episodes are jarring and a huge tonal shift. It means a lot to me if you would just bear with me on those, because I do like the money coming in from them. It's not enough, but it's something. And if you don't like that, I would love if you subscribed to patreon.com/GabeSDunn, where I just put the ad-free episodes, or 1000naturalshocks.substack.com, which I also put ad-free episodes and my writing. And some of that writing is free, and some of that writing is paywalled, and you can choose. Okay. That's for real. For real. Love you. Bye. 1000 Natural Shocks, a Bad with Money podcast, is a production of Noted Bisexual, produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions, edited by Diane Kang, post-production sound by Coco Lorenz, and music by Zach Sherwin as sung by Sam Barbera. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business and sell more with less effort thanks to the Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/redcircle, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/redcircle now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/redcircle.
With fall in full swing, more moments call for more comfort. Mack Weldon's got you covered with comfortable, easy-to-layer clothes designed for cooler days and timeless style. Their new Ace line, inspired by their best-selling sweatpants, combines everyday comfort with long-lasting and confident looks you can count on. For over a decade, Mack Weldon has designed timeless, innovative menswear to help you move through the day with confidence. Not flashy, just classic, always in style, and made from the world's most comfortable performance materials. Fall into comfort with Mack Weldon's Ace Collection. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 20% off your first order of $125 or more with promo code MAC25. That's MackWeldon.com, promo code MAC25.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.